Hey everybody, welcome to the official press conference for Who's Number One, Gordon Ryan versus Vagner Rocha. The event is going to go down tomorrow night at 8 o'clock Eastern. The first two matches, which is one of those matches, are going to be free on our Facebook and YouTube, just like last time the prelims. The next five exclusive to FloGrappling.com. But you're going to make sure you want to tune in, again, 8 o'clock Eastern. The first match of the night is going to be on my left, Yadimarco. On my right, Andrew Tackett. Andrew, this is your second time on Who's Number One, right? Because you did it, or... Did you do a three? Is it
Yeah,
third? Because you did a fight to win. Okay, so you did the Guedes one, then you did another one in Austin. How you feeling getting back on Who's Number One, man?
It's very exciting. It's good to see the pickup that they have done and the growth that they have done. It's gonna be a super good fight, and I feel like it's gonna be really fun to be on this.
How about you, Yadimarco? This is your first time on the event.
First time on Who's Number One. I'm really impressed by the production and how everything's run, and expect fireworks tomorrow night.
Andrew, what do you know about your opponent here?
I haven't watched a whole lot on him, but I know he has a wrestling background, and I also know he's very technical with his guard, and he's also been working a lot of body lock, passing, pressure passing, and it's not a whole lot different than what I've already worked with, but it's gonna be a fun fight for sure.
Same question to you, Yadimarco. You been following this guy?
From what I've seen, it seems like we have very similar styles in a way, so it's going to be a very good match to watch. You know, lots of explosive action.
What do you think people can expect out of this one, Andrew?
Expect to be on the edge of your seat. Expect to constantly have your eyes open because it's going to be a very high pace and just interesting match. It's going to be very fun. It's going to be a super fun match.
What do you think your opponent can expect out of you tomorrow, Sean?
He can expect me, matching his pace. Not stalling at all. Just something for the fans to watch.
Is that something that's important to you as putting on a show?
Yeah, man. You can't come on these events and not try to push the pace.
Yeah, I wish more people realize that. That's what we try and get is the exciting people. This is two of the most exciting young grapplers in the game. Andrew Tackett, Sean Yadimarco. This one's going to be fireworks, maybe match of the night. First one up tomorrow, up on free on our Facebook and our YouTube. Make sure you check it out. Up next, we will have Abate and Ned Johnson. Mission legal. How do you feel about that rule set? Are you excited for it?
I feel good. I feel that jiu-jitsu is always evolving. So as a competitor that is competing in the modern day game, you always have to be up to date with that stuff. So heel hooks, leg locks, wrestling, all sorts of stuff is the stuff that we focus on at the academy. So I feel that I'm prepared and I'm ready for wherever the fight can go.
Ned, what do you think people who aren't familiar with you, what can they expect out of you tomorrow night? How would you describe your style?
They're going to see a very fast-paced style, a lot of attacking, maybe some lulls, but I like to kind of slow down and then pick it up in the moment and try to gain position. Definitely going to see a lot of submission attempts for sure. Not a whole lot of passing and then trying to be, not a whole lot of passing and then trying to be control, not a lot of controlling, more just passing straight into submission attempts and just going straight for the submission.
Do you think you got something Cole hasn't seen before in competition?
I have a few tricks up my sleeve that I really think not a whole lot of people have seen before, especially if they're training in a school which is more traditional. Even though he trains no-gi, that doesn't necessarily mean he's like up to date on like a lot of these 10th planet techniques. Not necessarily 10th planet, but just more just fast-paced no-gi techniques versus controlling techniques.
What do you think about that, Cole? Is that something that you've thought about, the different style, like the sort of 10th planet sub-only style that Ned comes from?
Like I said, I've been competing over a multitude of different rule sets throughout my entire career. So everything from EBI rules to IBJJF, I feel that I'm experienced in all those different types of styles. I've gotten the opportunity to train at even 10th Planet affiliates and with some of their professors. So I'm confident with wherever the fight will go. Obviously, I'm going to be trying to initiate my game before he does. But yeah, I feel I'm ready for whatever can happen in this fight.
All right, you guys aren't going to want to miss this one. These two free prelim matches are two of my favorite matches on the card. They're all exciting fighters. Got Ned Johnson here, Cole Abate. Remember, these are going to be free on our Facebook and YouTube tomorrow night, so you got no excuse to miss them. Up next, we are going to have Johnny Tama and Oliver Taza.
Don't miss it.
All right, this is going to be our first match on the main card. Those last two that we just interviewed, they're going to be free. This one, you're going to have to be signed up to FloGrappling.com to watch. It's a 170-pound match. On my left, we got Oliver Taza. On my right, we got Johnny Tama. I'll kick it off with you, Johnny. How you feeling about this match? What do you think going into it?
Man, I'm just extremely grateful for the opportunity to be in Who's Number One. You called me last year, we couldn't make it happen, but a year later you called me again, so I'm really happy to you, thankful for the opportunity, Ricardo, and how I will call me. So I was like, let's do it. So you say Oliver, I was like, hell yeah. I mean, we've been kind of like in the same brackets for the past year, and we never run into each other until today, so I'm really happy. It's a good chance to show that I'm not only a gi guy. I mean, obviously I'm a no-gi world champion, but I'm here to show them that I know heel hooks, that I know wrestling, that I'm a complete grappler.
Yeah, Oliver, like you said, he is a black belt no-gi world champion. Is that something that excites you to be able to go out there and try and get that win on your record?
Obviously, I watched the matches. They were all pretty impressive. And yeah, of course, somebody that won black belt no-gi, I feel like we all strive to win these kind of competitions. So to get a chance to face somebody who won it already, it's a great opportunity.
I mean, props for you, because I know you've been in ACC twice, and being on ACC is kind of like my goals. Long time goal, so you know, I feel like we're on the same level, so I'm looking forward for this match because it's gonna be just fireworks, bro.
Yeah, I agree. Like the fact that, especially during these times, I mean, obviously pandemic, all that stuff is slowing down, but to be able to do these things, fly around, meet people, be on events like that are very entertaining. I'm very grateful as well.
I feel like also you mentioned the pandemic. I feel like this make people a little bit nicer to say, because people were kind of, sometimes there was a lot of like resistance between teams and different squads and shit. But nowadays it feels like everybody's on the same page, where we want to make jiu-jitsu grow and evolve, that we're putting aside a lot of like differences, and it feels that I'm in a big open mat.
Yeah.
With the best in the world. Like, no scrub is allowed in this area, so you know, we're the best in the world, Oliver, so let's have fun, bro. That's how I feel. I'm just grateful to be here.
I guess sometimes it's like that. Last month wasn't quite that story. So, Oliver, he was saying he wants to come out and show that he knows the heel hook game and everything. Do you think that you're ahead of him in that? Do you think he's going to be able to keep up with you if it goes to the legs?
One thing I know is I spend a lot of time in these positions. So the more time you do stuff, the better you get at them. Not only heel hooks, whatever it is you do. So I don't know what his training is like. If he spent time working on them, I'm sure he's done his homework. I've done mine. I've worked on other things other than leg locks, of course. Like he said, you want to be well-rounded. So, I don't know. Maybe.
Johnny, do you think your blonde hair gives you an advantage in this matchup?
I'm Super Saiyan JT.
Super Saiyan.
Super Saiyan, I'm here deflating slowly, man.
All right, Oliver, what do you think the fans can expect out of this match tomorrow?
They can expect two guys trying to get the submission, two guys grappling, doing jiu-jitsu, no stalling, no BS, a good match where we're just going at it.
Same question to you, Johnny.
Man, I always admire this guy because he's not trying to win on bullshit. So I really respect that. He's not a positional fighter. He's a submission-oriented guy. So I respect that about him a lot. So I'm always gonna be careful with his special move, which is an inside heel hook. So I've been doing my homework, like he said, and I mean, I've been training wrestling with Justin Flores. I've been training jiu-jitsu with Johnny Faria. I've been doing my homework with Michael Cusi. Shout outs to my boy Michael Cusi. He's gonna be here tomorrow, coaching me, cornering me. So last time he cornered me, I won words. So I'm excited about this match. And Oliver, much respect for you and your squad, man. You guys are doing great things. I'm honored to be able to fight y'all. And I proved it last year I could handle with Ethan. Now it's your turn. So I'm looking forward to this match. I'm excited, man. And all I can say, I'm excited. And man, fuck, I respect you. You're the man. And we're gonna have a great match.
Agreed.
All right, thanks, guys. This is the third match we've interviewed, and I'm thinking about all of them. They're all fire matches. All of them are contenders for fight tonight. Johnny Tama, Oliver Taza. Up next, we're going to have Rafaela, Guedes, and Maggie Grindatti. Thanks, guys.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you, guys.
Hey, man, they got Maggie on this side here. Over here.
Yeah.
All right, this is our second match on the main card of the night. Another great matchup. We have on my left Maggie Grindatti, on my right Rafaela Guedes. Am I saying that last name right?
Guedes.
Guedes. All right, and our translator, working a side job, Vagner Rocha, in here translating for Portuguese. So I'll kick it off first with Maggie. How are you feeling going into this matchup here?
I'm feeling good, super excited again. To have the opportunity to fight on Who's Number One is always amazing. I was able to be on one of the first cards, so to be back, it's just great. You know, you can't say no to a fight, especially against somebody like Rafa that I respect a lot, so I'm super excited to be here.
Same question to you, Rafaela. How are you feeling getting invited to Who's Number One, and what do you think about this matchup with Maggie?
Sentindo preparada e muito feliz de estar aqui a primeira vez e excited to fight Maggie. Sorry.
All right, 100%. Feeling very excited and prepared, and great opportunity for her.
What do you know about your opponent, Rafaela?
Eu conheço Maggie, a gente lutou já de faixa roxa E as duas vezes que nós lutamos eu perdi, mas agora eu quero mostrar a minha nova versão.
So we fought twice as a purple belt, and I lost both times, and I wanted to show my new version of me.
Yeah, it's an interesting point, Maggie. So she says you beat her twice at purple belt. So it's been a while. You guys are both black belts now.
Yeah.
But she's probably improved a lot since then. What are you expecting out of this match coming up?
Of course, yeah, but as she's improved, I have too. The way I see it kind of going is like when you think of, because Rafa and I mean, we respect each other a lot. We're always in each other's corners in a sense of like cheering for each other. I respect her. I respect, Angelica and the female team that they have there. We somehow missed each other going up since purple belt. But I think it's going to be like when you picture training with like your favorite training partner in the gym and you guys can just kill each other till the death and then be cool after. I think that's what it's going to be, which I think is why it's going to be one of the most exciting fights on the card for sure.
Yeah, I think so. We got some fans, and they're saying this match is going to be epic. Rafaela, you're a very exciting fighter, very aggressive, the type of people we like to have on Who's Number One. Is getting the submission important to you?
Yes, for sure. Nas últimas semanas eu vim treinando bastante submission, trocando pouco meu jogo para ficar por cima, para ficar por baixo no no-gi, improvisando e tentando evoluir e aprender bastante.
In the last weeks, I've been improving my jiu-jitsu and translation from top to bottom and working all ends so that I'm ready for this match.
Maggie, you guys are unfortunately the only female match on this card. We were trying to get others, but with the Fight to Win having the all-female, it was like we kept running into problems. But do you think that this one is the all-female match? Do you think you guys are going to go on and put on a show and have the best match of the night?
Of course. Like I said, we're both, I think, going into it with a very similar style in a sense of starting on our feet and being aggressive and seeing who can either, jump into a submission or get to the ground and work from there.
All right, guys, another fire match tomorrow night. They're all match of the night contenders. Maggie Grindatti, Rafaela Guedes. You guys want to tune in. Up next, we will have Mikey Musumeci and Marcelo Cohen. Thank you. All right, this will be our third match of the main card, fifth match overall. We have Marcelo Cohen here on my right, Mikey Musumeci on my left. First off, Mikey, man, you haven't fought no-gi in a while. It's been, 5 years since you won no-gi Worlds?
It's been a minute.
Yeah, so how you feeling going out there and doing this match?
It's just super fun, being stuck home for like a year, like the things that we took for granted, like we appreciate now, so I'm really grateful and thankful to be here competing, and this is so much fun.
All right, Marcelo, obviously you're going up against, a multiple-time black belt world champion. A lot of people are counting you out online. What would you have to say to those people?
I see a lot of bad comments on all the posts, but if you are really a jiu-jitsu nerd and you understand about jiu-jitsu, you know who I am. If you study the game, you know where I come from, and I've been in the community for a long time. So I feel it's an honor to fight Mike, of course, and it's the best way to test your jiu-jitsu.
All right, he said if you're a jiu-jitsu nerd, you know who he is. I have maybe the biggest jiu-jitsu nerd out there sitting on my left. Mikey, what do you know about your opponent, Marcelo Cohen?
Marcelo is very dangerous, and he's a high-level competitor, so in this style of matchup, right, anything could happen. So I have to, be careful not to make mistakes, right? Like we both do, and whoever makes the mistake wins, and if he makes me commit a mistake, then I learn from it and get better. So thank you, Marcelo, for giving me the opportunity to improve my jiu-jitsu.
Thank you, Mikey.
Mike, you excited for the leg lock game, the no-gi leg lock game, the heel hooks and stuff? Because you got a great ankle lock in the gi.
Yeah, all that stuff is exciting to me, but I see it pretty much the same as the gi. Heel hook is like a mixture of a told and ankle lock. So it's just more tools in the arsenal. But if like I said before, in the gi, if you have like sufficient jiu-jitsu and your body positioning is correct, heel hook shouldn't change your jiu-jitsu that much. So I'm excited for everything, you know.
Marcelo, obviously Mikey's a black belt world champion at Nogi, but you've been more active in Nogi lately, way more active than he has been. Do you think that's going to give you an advantage here?
Yeah, could give a little bit advantage. I know Mike like the grips, so the Kimura is definitely is a position that looks better in a no-gi situation than a gi. And like I said, I've been in high-profile fights for a while. I know what it feels like fighting good guys, so I'm ready to go.
You gonna try? You think you're gonna shock the world tomorrow night?
We got a surprise from Mikey.
We got surprises coming for you. We gonna see any bolo attempts out of you, Mikey?
I don't know where the match will go. You know, 15 minutes is awesome because it's like I see every match like a training in the gym, right?
Yeah.
So we'll see what exchanges we get in, right? And again, if I make a mistake, he can catch me. If he makes a mistake, I could catch him. So we'll see who makes mistakes. And again, it's just so much fun. That's why I love jiu-jitsu.
All right, this is gonna be a great one. Our third match on the main card. Mikey Musumeci, Marcelo Cohen fighting at 135 pounds. Up next, we will have the co-main event, Nicky Rod and Yuri Simoes.
Thank you.
Thank you.
All right, this is my favorite match of the night. I think everybody's looking forward to this one. We got two-time ADCC champ, IBJJF Black Belt, Nogi Worlds Absolute champ Yuri Simoes going against 2019 ADCC silver medalist Nicky Rod. I'll kick it off with you, Yuri. You guys were in the same bracket at the last ADCC. You ended up both losing to Kaina, but what did you see about Nicky there? Did you watch all of his matches?
No, I didn't watch all of his matches. I recently watched some of his matches now, leading up to this event. What was your question? What I feel
like? Have you been studying Nicky's game? How do you think you match up with him?
Yeah, of course. I studied every opponent game before I go against them. I think he's very athletic. I think he has a really good takedown game. His danger's on top. Yeah, I've watched what he does, but I'm more focused on what I can do. You know?
Yeah, Nicky. So obviously he's been in the game a lot longer than you. He was probably winning, major championships before you started jiu-jitsu, right? Like, what do you know about Yuri? Have you studied up on him?
Yeah, Yuri's one of the greats of grappling. Can't take nothing away from him. This is actually the first match that I've been studying for. Like every match I had prior to this, whether it be 50, 60, I don't know how many matches I've had, but I've never actually studied an opponent. Now, I think that was just because of I was trying to be overconfident or just rely on my wrestling. You know what I mean? Now I've adapted a little bit. Learned some more jiu-jitsu now. So I've been studying and practicing, and I think it's gonna work out fine.
So you got some new tricks you might pull out this week?
For me, everything's a new trick. I learn something new in jiu-jitsu every day. Because it's I've really only been doing it. 2.5 years, almost 3 years. So constantly, I'm in a state of progression. So yeah, I have tons of new things that I've learned and have been working on constantly. And I'm just really out to prove to myself that what I'm doing is correct and it works, man.
Yuri, so you've won a lot of big matches out wrestling people. You're known as one of the best wrestlers in the jiu-jitsu scene and the no-gi grappling scene. Nicky Rod comes from a wrestling background, and when he was at ADCC, that's obviously was his strong point. How do you think your wrestling matches up with him?
I think we would have to have a wrestling match to find out, because this is going to be a jiu-jitsu match.
Yeah.
I'm ready for a jiu-jitsu match.
All right, so it sounds like you might be pulling guard or something, maybe even possibly. I guess it is different rules than ADCC. What about that? If he stands with you, do you think you can take him down, Nicky?
Yeah, I think if Yuri stands with me, it's probably going to go into my favor. If he pulls guard, I think that goes to my favor as well. I think I have a really bad style for Yuri Simoes. Although he has the experience and probably the jiu-jitsu smarts over me. I think I make up for that in tenacity and in consistency. So we'll see who comes out on top.
Yuri, so like you said, it's going to be a jiu-jitsu match, not a wrestling match. You have way more experience in jiu-jitsu. You're been a black belt a long time. Do you think that your actual knowledge of the ground game of jiu-jitsu gives you a big advantage here?
Absolutely, yeah. Just because I said it's a jiu-jitsu match doesn't mean I'm not going to play for takedowns. But I feel like I've been hearing a lot about that, and it's almost like the focus of the match is wrestling.
Yeah,
and to me, it's not, because there's not even points on these rule sets. So, I'm very aware of the rule set. I believe I have the better wrestling, if that would be the case. I would love to have that match on that rule set against him, if that's something FloGrappling wants to do. I'll leave it out there.
Wrestling,
But I'm ready for a grappling jiu-jitsu match tomorrow.
Yeah,
you think you take me down in a wrestling match?
100%.
Yeah, that's good. It's good to have confidence like that.
Yeah, it's not confidence. I'm very sure about this. Yeah.
Yeah, that's it's good to have confidence. You're a very tenacious and impressive grappler. I'm looking forward to go out there and testing myself, man. Ain't nothing like hopping on stage with the best. You know what I mean? So it's gonna be good.
Nicky,
thanks for the respect. I feel this this is gonna be a really good match for the public, for the people that watch it, and you have a very good style as well. I've been interested to have this matchup against you, and I think we're gonna give it a big show for everyone. Yeah.
All right, I think everybody's looking forward to this one. I think the commentary team, everybody on the side, is going to have to be on the lookout, because this one might go through a table. Who knows? Two of the most exciting grapplers out there, Yuri Simoes, Nicky Rod, going down tomorrow night to co-main event on Who's Number One. Up next, we will have Vagner Rocha and Gordon Ryan. Thanks, guys.
Thank you.
Thanks, man. You can get out of here. Thanks for sticking around.
Thank you.
Thanks, Nicky. All right, guys, this is going to be your main event of the evening. Gordon Ryan on my left, the number one pound-for-pound grappler in the world. Vagner Rocha on my right, the number 185-pound grappler in the world, although he bulked up a little bit from that for this one. First off, Vagner, man, what do you I heard that you sort of told people from Flo, that's why we reached out to you, that you were down to do this match. What were you thinking when you took this match, that sort of requested it, that nobody else really wants?
It wasn't a request. It was more of the guys were there filming for... I'm trying to remember what they were filming for, but they were
Fight
there.
to Win, maybe?
They were filming something down there, and they came to the gym. They came to film Gilbert right before Usman's fight. And Howell was like, they're having a hard time fighting Gordon a match, and this, that, the other. And I was like, I'll fight him. I want to compete against the best. He's the best guy in the world right now, so put me on stage, put me in front of him. We've competed against each other before. This is no secret that he's the best guy in the world, and if you get a chance to be put in a position to compete against the best, why wouldn't you take it? That's what I don't personally understand most of the people that are denying matches against him, but that's not my case. It's not who I am.
Gordon, what did you think when we came to you and said that we had Vagner as an option for an opponent?
At first I was kind of surprised, but then I started to think about it more, and I was like, yeah, that makes sense. Like, Vagner likes to compete. He just likes to compete. I mean, he comes out to compete against me. He goes to ADCC. He competed against Ty. He was supposed to compete against Tackett. So, I mean, this is a guy who wants to fight everyone. He just wants to get out and compete. He likes competing. He's always smiling during his matches. And he's been more active, I think, in this last year or two than he has been in his entire career. So, at first I was kind of surprised. I was like, wow, it's kind of out of left field. Vagner wants to compete. But then I thought about it more, and I was like, okay, this kind of makes sense.
Vagner, so, I mean, it's not very often that you're an underdog, but you're giving up some size in this one. You're moving up a couple weight classes. What would you say to the people out there who are sort of counting you out and thinking, this is a lock for Gordon?
It doesn't matter. Those people, none of them would be standing in front of me to say that to my face. So, I'm a man. He's a man. He's got 2 arms. I got 2 arms. I got 2 legs. We're going to go out there and fight. And at the end of the day, he's not going to show me nothing I've never seen. I've trained with some of the best guys in the world my whole life. I've trained with them all, every single one of them, and I've competed against him twice. So there's nothing that I haven't seen and nothing that I haven't felt or experienced. So I know what I'm in for,
You definitely seem to be getting better with age. What are you, 38 now?
I'll be 39 in a couple months.
You'll be 39 in a couple months. How much better do you think you are than the last time you guys fought each other?
Oh, way better.
Yeah.
I've improved significantly. So is he, and I know that, and I study, and he knows that. He knows that I'm a guy who's game and have been around for many years. He talks about guys who wants to fight different styles. There's no other guy in the world that's fought every element of jiu-jitsu that I fought. I fought MMA, combat, EBI, gi, no gi. I put it on the line. To me, competing is a thing that you have to do to push yourself, to get better. Yeah.
Gordon, so we've seen time and time again, Vagner get some people's heads out there. What are you going to do to keep him from being able to do that?
I mean, after this match with Cyborg, I really don't think that anything is going to be quite up to that level. It's all business for me. You can't go out and take things personally, especially when you're competing, because when you get emotional when you're competing, it's usually when things tend to go sour. So you have to get tired very fast, and it's not good to get emotional when you compete. And Wagner's a master at getting people frustrated when he competes against them. So, I'm going out there. This is business, just like anything else, and I'm ready for anything that Vagner may try, as far as some eye pokes or some face palms.
It's funny you said that. I've never poked anybody in the eye, and I don't think, and you watch video, I don't think you can name a time I've poked somebody in the eye. You've mentioned that 3 times now.
You may poke me in the eye a few times.
I poked you in the eye when we fought?
Yes, definitely.
The first time?
Definitely the first time. Definitely.
I don't remember.
Definitely the first time.
All right, yeah. Yes, you guys got a bit of a history between each other. You said he knocked your crown off your head?
Yeah, I mean, I used to have the Burger King crowns that fans would bring me just as jokes. So he would take pleasure in knocking those off or stealing them and wearing them around.
I've never put a crown on my head.
The EBIs, he did. EBIs, him and Marcelo were backstage like talking shit. Hey,
That was Marcel.
if we beat you, do we get your crown? And I'm like, yeah, but you have to beat me first.
That was Marcel.
So it was both of you. But it's all fun for me.
Yeah. Again, I'll say it again. I never wore a crown. I did knock the crown off your head, and I apologized in the video, and I'll apologize in person again. I didn't know it offended you and hurt your feelings so bad about it. I thought we were jokingly. We had a camaraderie that I respected you, and you knew that, and I looked you in the face many times and told you before you were #1 pound-for-pound guy that you were going to be #1 pound-for-pound guy in the world. Did I not look you in the eyes and tell you that?
Yes.
So, like I said, I've had respect for you for a long time. I don't know where you feel that I crossed that line, but wherever I did, I apologize.
Never
to you.
crossed any lines.
Okay, well,
Never crossed any
the
lines.
crown. You're saying I wore your crown. I took your crown. I never wore a crown, by the way. That I promise you, I didn't do.
Never.
And I
crossed
never
any lines.
asked you for the crown either. That was somebody else. That was somebody else that was part of the group that I was
That's
in.
incorrect, but whatever helps you sleep.
No, I have a good memory. It was definitely not me, but it's fine. And I never poked anybody in the eye either. Even though I don't remember poking you in the eye, I'm going to go back and watch that match tonight just before I go to bed, just to make sure that I didn't poke you in the eye. Because if you get poked in the eye, you been poked in the eye, Mike?
Yeah, I've been poked in
What
the
happens
eye.
when you get poked in the eye? You want to crawl over and die, right?
Yeah, it hurts a lot.
Yeah. Like I said,
It's not so much of a jab poke. It's more of just like a face palm, and then the fingers curl in.
the palming, I do push people's faces away. My hand does generally gravitate towards people's faces.
Yeah, the palm and then the curling of the fingers. That's what generates the eye pokes.
Okay.
So, Gordon, I'm sure you guys both watched that road to Who's Number One that they made. What did you think about Wagner's thing about, going to the light and turning things over and being more positive or whatever he was saying in there about you?
I mean, Wagner taking the moral high ground is always just it's just a comedy show from start to finish. So I thoroughly enjoyed it, and I enjoyed Wagner apologizing and taking the moral high ground and saying that I should be a better person and that I should that basically making himself the jiu-jitsu role model of what people should aspire to be as a human being. So that was great.
Vagner, you got a response to that?
Of course I do. I don't feel I'm the moral example for anyone. I'm a man. I make mistakes. I've made plenty of mistakes. Said this earlier in my interview. People were like, "Oh, this guy kicked somebody off a stage once." Yeah, I did. And I looked AJ in the eyes and I apologized to him, even though I know he didn't accept my apology. I know I did, just like I did here with you right now. I'm no saint, you know. No one is righteous. No one's perfect. At the end of the day, what I was trying to paint the picture was that you have a responsibility, being the best guy in the world right now, to kind of turn jiu-jitsu in the direction that it could become better and bigger than it is now. You know, if you understood it and you heard me, you got the message, and if you didn't hear it, I mean, I'm sorry for you. You know, I wish to see a better online platform through the jiu-jitsu community, because right now it's divided. You got people who, you know, are either your fans and they hate on everybody else, or you got people who are fans of all jiu-jitsu in itself. You know, I didn't grow up with jiu-jitsu being like this, but then again, we do live in a different time. You know, with this internet world didn't exist then. You know, and like I said, I'm no example for no one. I'm just a man trying to be better, you know, whether it's in jiu-jitsu or just in life.
All right, I got one question for you before we get out of here. Vagner, first I'll kick it off with you. A lot's made about, you know, Gordon being a little bigger than you, 16 pounds heavier when you guys weighed in. Do you think being the smaller guy might give you any advantages, like your speed or anything like that, or cardio?
You know, it depends. I don't know, you know, what I'm going to be facing tomorrow. I only know when we make first connection, you know. So,
Gordon, I've had like 5 people ask this in the chat. Everyone wants to know, before you went out against Roberto, you called your shot. You said what submission you were going to hit. Are you planning on doing something like that this week?
Yeah, but I'm not going to post it on Instagram. I'm going to do something special. Yes, I will be calling a submission.
All right, Gordon's got something special planned. This is going to be another great match. Every match on this card is fire. Make sure you tune in. Vagner Rocha, Gordon Ryan. This event's who's number one. We got 2 number 1 ranked grapplers thrown down in the main event. You're going to make sure you tune in tomorrow night, 8 o'clock Eastern, and it all kicks off. Thanks, guys.